What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Jose Show. Happy Wednesday. Now let's get to the first topic of the day. So let's talk about David. So David's hitting pause on the world tour after authorities in Los Angeles identified the dead girl found in his Tesla. TMZ learned he's not taking the stage tonight for a scheduled gig in Seattle. So the singer was supposed to perform Wednesday night at the Showbox Sodo, but sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the concert is canceled. So David had been touring even while cops in LA were in the middle of a homicide investigation involving a chopped up and decomposing body that was found earlier this month in the front trunk of his Tesla. So TMZ broke the story. The body has now been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, and her mom tells us she had a boyfriend named David. So the girl's remains were found last week inside a Tesla registered to David. The car had been towed to a Hollywood impound lot after it was found abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. David has been on tour for a while and has not been in LA for more than a month. Cops have not revealed who was driving the Tesla before it was abandoned and impounded September 8. The Tesla had not been reported stolen. Okay, so as TMZ told us a while ago, David has the same finger tattoo as Celeste. They both have the sh inked on their right index finger. Okay, so cops have not said if they have a suspect, by the way, as of now. So this is really insane. I believe that, yet again, innocent till proven guilty here, because I believe that there should be more of a deeper investigation going on here with the whole entire case, because I feel like if they end up finding that treacherous, that a worth of gold evidence where they get to see that somebody got to carry that decomposed body into the Tesla, then I believe that right there is the key to knowing who the suspect really is. Because let's remember that David has been touring for a while now, and I believe that since he's been touring, he wasn't there the moment that Celeste Rivas' body was being put into that Tesla. And I believe that it really sounds like it to me that somebody that might be the enemy of Celeste or the enemy of David was pulling some type of evil stunt on him into killing the poor girl and then putting the body into David's car so that way David would get in trouble and then end up in prison for the rest of his life. Okay, so I really am hoping that to whoever was behind all of this ends up being in trouble here. Okay, and it's just so darn scary. It's so darn evil and traumatizing having to know that the body of this girl, dead body of this girl, ends up being in this Tesla. And it's also very traumatizing to begin with that the girl is dead, okay, and decomposed. So with all of this being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think here that the cops are definitely going to be like, okay, well, David is not off the hook, but at the same time, he is definitely somebody that, should be, maybe innocent by all of this. Because as far as we are noticing here, the guy is touring, but yet this car is impounded and is somewhere in Hollywood or in LA. And there could be a lot of cases going on here where, other people could be, pulling out the trouble towards you. And that could be the case here with David. I mean, that could be technically in the minds of the police, because, police do know that those things could happen after all, because, of course, a lot of cases like that have happened with the police in the past. Let's be realistic here. Okay, so anywho, with all of this being said, it really is saddening to me, though, just having to see and know that Celeste's mom, of course, is in know of all of this, because obviously she has to know all of this, and she got to discover all of this, and especially know that the body is in a car for many days now and is already decomposed, and there is nothing that they can do to the girl now to resuscitate the girl, because the girl has been dead for a while now. And it's just also really sad just having to know too that that this David guy must be so tense right now, like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I mean, I can't tour comfortably like this now. Like, now I have to maybe go all the way down to Los Angeles and really speak onto all of this and really face the music with the police, so that way I can really come with a settlement here that I can be innocent and that I am innocent from all of this in real life, and I'm not going to be taken into jail because this is all being put on me for now. And I also don't want to be that kind of guy that is seen as this assassin that is carrying somebody in my own Tesla, while in reality, I'm over here trying to be the innocent one, focused on my own career, focused on my own tour, and that's it. So, and all of that being said, I'm really hoping that the police gets to be understanding all of that. All right. So anyways, this is so scary. And as the days go by, I am hoping, and I'm hoping to Jesus, by the way, that this whole entire thing ends up being where David is innocent and there ends up being a suspect behind the whole entire murder here. And by also finding who the person was, by the way, that got to be putting that body into the Tesla of David. Okay, now on to the next topic. So let's talk about Isabella Ladera. So Isabella Ladera, an influencer in Miami, is dragging her ex-boyfriend, Colombian pop star Biel, to court. She's suing, claiming he's to blame for their private sex tape leaking on the internet after their split. So according to the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, Isabella claims they would film sex videos on their phones at Biel's request during the relationship, and one leaked on the internet a few months after they broke up. So Isabella says when the sex tape surfaced September 7 and went viral, the earth stood still for her, and she claims Biel was the only person who had access to the video other than her, and she says she deleted her copy long before the footage emerged online. So in the docs, Isabella says she didn't consent to the sex tape being published and says the leak caused her shame, humiliation, and mental anguish. Okay, so Isabella says she started dating Biel around December of 2023 and says she asked him in May 2024 to delete the sex tapes. She claims he refused and questioned her trust in him. All right, so this is really insane that this is going on here in between Isabella Ladera and Biel, because I think that the reason to why Biel is over here expressing all of these Gucci's juicy videos all over the internet is probably because this is probably revenge porn here. Because I think that maybe Biel must be very pissed that maybe Isabella Ladera might have done something bad towards him behind his back. Maybe she might have cheated on him, or maybe she might have went off and get all, weird and crazy with whatever man she was seeing the other night and so forth. And then Biel went off and was all like, okay, well, if you're going to be playing dirty games with me behind my back, then I might as well play dirty games with you behind your back as well. And this time I'm going to put you on blast all over the internet, so that way you can definitely learn your lesson for messing with me in the first place. How dare you cheat on me? I think that this is what it's smelling to me, because that's what normally happens when there is cheating involved. Revenge porn comes in, and then later on there comes the drama, later on there comes a restraining order, and so forth. It's so darn crazy. And you know what is really, really insane here is that, yes, of course, Biel is putting himself out there as well because he is also in the sex tape. But hey, I mean, he's basically trying to prove to the world as well that, he is the man. He is the one that should be with Isabella. He is the one that has always been there for Isabella sexually, spiritually, and emotionally. And here's the proof. And to all of the men that Isabella might have behind his back, basically that's to rub it in their faces so that way they can stay away from Isabella, and Isabella can feel bad about being the cheater in the first place. That's really what I believe this story is driving towards to. And then from there, Isabella, of course, she was all like, oh my God, I feel humiliated, I feel shameful about all of this. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be the next Pornhub star, I'm gonna be the next OnlyFans star at this point, and I don't want to be known as this person. I don't want to be known as this hoe or as this cheater. But you know what? Oh well, because I mean, at the end of the day, and it's not to justify what Biel did, but I think that when you are playing dirty with somebody, the dirty is going to be coming back to you. Okay, but at the same time, I really don't think it was perfectly fine for what Beal did towards Isabella, because Beal should also know in the first place that privacy is privacy regardless of what your situation is with your girl. You know, like, yes, you are pissed that your girl ended up cheating on you behind your back, but yet again, you can't be expressing your own private life with her to all over the internet, because not only is it hurting her, it's also hurting you. And from there, you are definitely going to be laughed at, humiliated like crazy too. So, I mean, if you're going to have her lose, then you're going to be losing with her. So, with all of that being said, this is just a bunch of insanity in all levels. Okay, the drama needs to stop, and I believe that all of those videos need to be taken down for once and for all. And that is all I have to say about this. All right. Now, this is definitely reminding me of the whole entire Kim Kardashian and her boyfriend situation when their sex tape leaked back in 2007, and you know, Kim Kardashian was feeling all humiliated, but then from there she became famous from there and so forth. And I believe that Isabella is going to be famous from this, I'm pretty sure, and it's going to be really weird, but you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. So anywho, on to the next topic. So Cardi B is gonna be a mother again. So Cardi B and boyfriend Stefon Diggs are in the family way. The rapper is pregnant with her boo's baby. So the I Like It rapper announced the exciting news on CBS Mornings Wednesday during an interview with Gayle King following rumors she was expecting. So the unborn little one is said to be Cardi's fourth baby, but her first with the NFL star who Cardi B started dating in late of 2024, although the pair didn't make their first public appearance together until May of this year when they sat courtside at a Knicks game. Okay, so rumors have been swirling for a while that Cardi was expecting, and baby talk really ramped up when Cardi was appearing in court for her assault and battery civil case when she was spotted walking carefully down some steps and holding onto her stomach. So, by the way, Cardi has been denying the pregnancy left and right up until today. She even chucked a pen at someone when asked about predicting any paternity drama with Stefon. So she previously welcomed 3 children, daughters Culture and Blossom and son Wave, with her estranged husband Offset. So the Grammy winner has yet to finalize her divorce from the former Migos member, and she just gave birth to Blossom back last September, but she's clearly ready to move on. So this is really insane that now, just 1 year after giving birth to a baby, now Cardi B is over here pregnant with some other dude. I'm not wanting to criticize her, and I'm not trying to criticize her, but I just think that it's so insane, because I believe that Cardi B needs to give herself some time before procreating any children with Stefon Diggs, since her and Stefon Diggs have been dating for like a little while now, and they're not even married, and God knows if the relationship is going to be successful, you know, and I don't even want this baby to even suffer in a relationship of a parenthood where, you know, they don't even know what they want, and they don't even know if they're going to be together for a long time or not, and they're going to be, you know, there 100% for the child at all costs. Okay, I think that what Cardi B should have done is she should have just waited, like I said, before actually getting well into this relationship, and I'm not trying to be shady here. And what's really insane is that Cardi B was just on the Today Show yesterday with Jenna talking about her relationship with her boo and her life and her career, and she didn't mention anything about her pregnancy, but she was giving like the little side eye and the little crazy facial expression towards Jenna when Jenna was asking Cardi about her relationship with Stefon Diggs. And I believe that little face that she was giving towards Jenna was like basically trying to tell her that she's pregnant, but she didn't want to tell Jenna anything until today that she is revealing everything on CBS Mornings. That is so darn insane, man. I really even think that she was even trying her very best to even hide the whole entire pregnancy because of the fact that maybe she was, you know, wearing something tight beneath her outfit. Because what I noticed in that interview was that the baby bump was kind of a little bit showing, but it wasn't showing so much because she was like, nah, I'm going to wait until the next day to reveal that I'm pregnant and so and so. And what's even more insane is that a few days ago, she was twerking and dancing on top of a car, risking herself and risking her own baby's life while pregnant. Like, wow. I'm glad though that the woman knows how to twerk and the woman knows how to be dancing on top of a car, because if that woman would have failed, not only would she be dying, or not only would she be immensely injured, but also her baby would be dying or maybe immensely injured. And then later on, one of them is definitely going to be screwed forever. So yeah. Cardi girl, you should just calm down. You should just, tone it down with the pregnancies. You should tone it down with who you're going to be with. And I'm saying it to be kind here. I'm saying it to be, that type of person that's giving you recommendations here. You can do whatever the heck you want with your own damn life. You are Cardi B, but I'm just giving you the suggestions here. Okay. But anywho, man, I really think it's really insane, though, at the same time, though, how Stefan Diggs was like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's get you pregnant. Let's, have this going on. But, what also could be the case here, and this is what I am thinking here, is that maybe Cardi B was not planning this pregnancy with Stefan Diggs, and, Cardi B and Stefan Diggs were just getting it on in bed, just having a really good time without even knowing that the pregnancy was going to end up happening. And, they were enjoying it so much to the point that, like I said, they didn't know that the pregnancy was going to end up happening. And now it's happening. And yeah, Cardi B is all like, well, you know what? Oh well, oh well, oh well. And at the end of the day, at least Cardi B has the enough money to be taking care of this child that she is going to have really soon. And of course, along with the other children that she has. Okay, but I'm just hoping though that Stefan Diggs and Cardi B, like I said, are going to end up in a really stable, good relationship, so that way this man can be able to take care of this child with Cardi B, and also he could also take care of the other kids that Cardi B has, if Offset is not going to be able to, or if Offset doesn't want to. But maybe Offset is already taking care of the kids, who knows. Okay, but anywho, on to the next topic. So let's talk about Ned Fulmer. So ex-Try Guys star Ned Fulmer, whose extramarital affair with an employee rocked the internet years back, is confronting the pain he caused head on, sitting down for an in-depth on-camera conversation with his estranged wife Ariel. So apparently, there is a video that shows that Ned and Ariel confirmed they haven't been a couple for the last 3 years, despite briefly trying to rekindle things in couples therapy. They're now dating other people. So, in fact, Ned and Ariel say they weren't a couple when they attended Taylor Swift's Eras Tour stop in Los Angeles together in 2023, an outing that went viral at the time. So, however, Ariel makes it clear she hasn't forgiven Ned for his infidelity, dropping a blunt F no, which even catches Ned off guard. So yeah, Ariel says forgiveness hasn't been the goal for her, as she just wants to move on from the controversy and be able to act as a family. Still, Ariel confesses the infidelity rattled her, admitting she found out about the affair from fans who sent her several messages of Ned being unfaithful. Alright, so anywho, the internet personality was ousted from his YouTube group, The Try Guys, in 2022 when it was revealed that Fulmer, the self-proclaimed wife guy, had an affair with his engaged producer. Alright, so this is really insane that Ned Fulmer is, that type of guy that is a dog and that loves to be cheating and doesn't really give a shit about cheating. You know what? In my opinion here, I think it's really insane how there is, a conversation going on in between him and Ariel on camera, and they're, being honest about each other, and they're, being really bold, and they're really being strong about it, because that is something that not any couple does. A lot of couples, when they break up and they go their separate ways for good. And in this case, they're like, you know what, let's be honest with each other, because that will definitely, make us know exactly on what we were putting ourselves into years behind. And maybe, there could be a friendship, I believe, in between us in the future. Maybe not, because at the end of the day, they were technically even confirming in this video that they were definitely not going to be rekindling. And, since they're not going to be rekindling, I mean, maybe there might not even be a friendship, not even a little bit. And plus, what is already going on here is, of course, the both of them are already going their separate ways in terms of finding other people in their lives that are making them happy and that are fulfilling all of their happy needs. So it's a good thing that they're now going towards a route where the both of them are not hurt. And the both of them are, basically reinventing themselves in life. Okay. And what's really insane here is that they definitely weren't even a couple when they got to attend the Taylor Swift concert back in 2023, because I believe that they attended the concert, and since they attended the concert together, they, were seeming like they were dating. They were seeming like they were a something, but they were just, like whatever at the time. Like, I think that personally, they're just friends now that I'm seeing it here. And you know what? That's fine. End a relationship, be friends, and go off and enjoy life still. You don't need to be having a relationship with the person still in order to be seeing the person still. And also, you don't need to be in a relationship with the person still in order to still be cool with the person and in order to still hang out with the person, and I'm sure that a lot of people were already seeing this dude with Ariel at the tour, and they were already thinking that they were still a thing at the time because they were together at a Taylor Swift concert. Hello. But no, and you know what? It's all calm. There's no bruises. There's no black eyes. There's no arrests. There's no restraining orders. So it's all peaceful from here. That's definitely goals. And I think that's something that a lot of other couples should actually be following. Wow, this is amazing. This is insane. But anyways, I think that hopefully Ned will not be a cheater anymore now that he's gone off in his separate ways. So, anywho, on to the next topic. So let's talk about Luigi Mangione. So Luigi Mangione, man, is actually having it really good right now because apparently 2 murder charges related to acts of terrorism have been dropped against him. And this is all thanks to his lawyers, Karen and Marc Agnifilo. And by the way, Karen and Marc Agnifilo, by the way, were all smiles along with the rest of the courthouse. That, by the way, the fans even applauded to the lawyers, Karen and Marc Agnifilo, as they were leaving court just yesterday. So this is really insane because I believe here that in this whole entire situation, man, it's really insane and it's really chaotic that Luigi Mangione murdered somebody, especially because of the fact that we are talking about a hate crime. We're talking about a scary crime. We're talking about somebody that is just so darn against somebody else. And, we're talking about somebody that could also do something related, something similar to somebody else in the future. So, I mean, to be dropping down those acts of terrorism to me is actually really insane, and it's really exaggerating at the same time. I mean, I feel like they should have kept it because I believe that at the end of the day, like I said, first and foremost, it's hateful what he did. And second of all, I believe that this guy deserves to still stay in prison for what he did. Because, I mean, if he's going to have his own prison time reduced, all thanks to these charges being dropped, then he's going to be out of prison really soon. And he's going to be living la vida loca outside of prison like nothing ever happened. And then later on, it's going to be easy for him, God forbid, to be doing something similar. Oh my God, no. We really need to have more justice here. I mean, I really am thinking here that his good looks might be playing a role here as to why so many people are over here in support of the fact that Luigi Mangione is, having his charges dropped, and as to why these fans are over here applauding the lawyers that were making sure that the charges were going to get dropped against Luigi Mangione. So, yeah. Anywho, this is just insanity in all levels. I mean, first we got this guy, and then we got Tyler Robinson all in 1 week. Like, Jesus Christ, I believe that in this case, this is really coming to show that the world is just turning into something even more chaotic than it already was. But anywho, that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lovely episode of The Jose Show. Till next time, and peace.